Hello there, welcome back. Let's go into a comments corner. This is where I talk about, comment on your comments. Let's talk about Linux and malware. All right, Joe Johnson. Hello, Joe. He says, good advice. As for the firewall in Linux, the developers continue to ignore the issue. When you enable the UFW through the use of the GUI, the firewall does not stay enabled. Reboot the computer and you will find the firewall is disabled by default. The only way to enable the UFW is by the CLI. The CLI is the command line interface. I wish the Linux developers would take the CLI and shove it all the way up their kernels, right? Yeah, if you have to, if you reboot to enable it and you have to use the terminal, the CLI to, anyway, that's not very user friendly. I would have to agree. So yeah, deviation 242. Hello. I don't think they are used anymore, but Windows security templates, not the actual name, I forget, used to be available and provided a quick means of locking down one's PC in a matter of seconds from the most basic required password to log into a full suite of things that made it effectively impossible to log in without a second or third device. That was already known to the OS. This was the era when biometric devices were going to save everything. One or two of my laptops has a biometric or has a reader on the touchpad or close to. You just run your thumb over it to unlock the computer. There are many choices today, I suppose, to lock your OS or your computer. Let me scroll down here, but I wanted to comment on this actually. Let's see here. Seriously, Ubuntu doesn't come with the firewall actually turned on unless things have changed. A user installs the GUFW and turns the thing on. Do you need a second firewall behind your home router's gateway? Probably not, but it couldn't hurt. So I would say the answer is it could not hurt to have a firewall installed on your Linux OS. And I did reply, there really isn't much talk about Linux firewalls, it seems. Maybe I could get a hold of Quids Up. He seems to know more about security when it comes to operating systems. Okay, Van Mechelen Serge. Hello, Van. You couldn't hammer enough away at backups. Could you do a video to show people how to back up full incremental differential in Windows and in Linux using a backup tool? Best regards, Serge. Well, thank you. And Deviation 242 says with different application pros and cons. I do my backups very simply. Yeah, I could show that, not today, but maybe in a future video. All right, over the edge. Please don't go over the edge. Even in Windows, I've never bothered with an antivirus. Never is my reply. Really? That's probably not a wise thing to do. So, yeah. Wayne Fouts. Hello, Wayne. I totally depend on backups. I don't worry about viruses, even in Windows. In fact, since I've been using Windows 10, I haven't seen one piece of malware in the last year, and a last year and a half on that machine. The only destructive software I've seen in Windows came from Microsoft via Windows Update. Oh, that pesky little Windows Update. The only protection I use is an adblock extension in each of my browsers, and I refuse to install Adobe Flash on any of my computers. Yeah, the one thing about adblock extensions, I recommend you disable them to support your favorite YouTubers. Because of the ads that run on the video. I probably should talk more about ad blockers and how to use them and what you can do to support your favorite YouTubers, but that's for a different time. Okay, that said, I don't think it matters much which operating system you have. Most malware comes from doing stupid stuff with your computer. I mean, I could probably go through my spam folder. Okay. Avoid fishy websites, I guess. Fishy as in P-H-I-S-H-Y, right? Okay. Let's see. Merry Melodies fan. Well, hello. Welp. No operating system is indestructible to viruses, even Linux distros. They're less prone to viruses, but that doesn't mean they can't catch them. Absolutely. You are generally more safer with a Linux-based operating system. But then again, once you get on the web, at least when it comes to privacy, you need to be careful. So yeah, with Linux you're safer, but nothing is indestructible. That is correct. All right, Luis Angel 237. Thanks for this information and advice. Cheers from Peru. Peru. Well, hello and cheers from Ohio. Let's see here. What replies do we have? Yes, I replied, wow, I just saw a show on Nazca lines. That was a show on the History Channel about the lines of Nazca. Oh, just look it up on YouTube. They're very interesting. He replies, those are very cool. Please do not intend to fly over the lines after breakfast. Haha. Literally, the pilot sets the airplane 90 degrees for people to take photos from their windows. Very acrobatic. Yeah, you don't want to have a big breakfast and then vomit all over the window, right? Digo. Hello, Digo. That sounds like a Linux software tool or something. Anyway, Digo says that new Linux scamware is nasty. It's like triple encryption on your system. I replied, yuck. You have to be careful no matter what you use. Slacklimax, I guess. Unfortunately, as something gets more popular, so exponentially the threat grows stronger. Even OpenBSD has been attacked. Hackers, crackers, sounds like a snack. Anyway, hackers, crackers will always be around, and I think they see it as a challenge to break into software, no matter what their reputation. Yeah, I would have to agree. All the best and greetings from the UK. Well, thank you, and greetings from the US of A. Yeah, there's always going to be geeks, crackers, hackers around to try and hack into anything because they probably see it as a challenge no matter what. So I guess the point of all this is two pieces of advice. I think I mentioned it before. Always back up your system. Always, whether it's Linux or Windows. Always back it up and back up again. Make sure it's a clean backup. And always update your system, especially with all of these security patches. It really does make a difference. If you do at least those two, you're going to be okay. One thing I wanted to mention is ransomware. If you have a backup of your system, or at least a backup of your important files, documents, photos, stuff like that, if you get ransomware and it's locked, it is a locked system, it's an annoyance, but you have a clean backup, so it's not that bad. You just have to reinstall your system. But if you have no backup or do very little backup, I think you are asking for trouble no matter what you use. All right, well, that's all I have for this one. If we missed any tips or tricks on staying secure in Windows and Linux and Mac, if you are a Mac user, please let me know. I will be happy to post your suggestions for a future video. That's all I have for this one. Thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe and support this Total OS Today technology channel. As always, enjoy your technology, and please don't text and drive. Be safe.